Paige Bueckers surprises with new decision. She follows Caitlin Clark's steps but not in basketball. She also tried her talent playing golf at the Whistle Sports' new show The Link. Paige Bueckers is drawing attention from the WNBA media environment as she has joined Caitlin Clark's path, appearing in Whistle Sports' new golf-focused show, The Link, where she will be part of a lineup that includes Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Devin Booker, and other prominent athletes. The show premieres November 17th and it blends golf with personality-driven storytelling, featuring individuals from different sports. Bueckers' involvement comes shortly after Clark's own crossover appearances in golf events earlier this year. This type of off-season crossover has become increasingly common among top women's basketball figures during off-season. Inspired by Taurasi's post-retirement announcement, the series is fronted by Diana Taurasi, who officially retired in February 2025 after spending 20 seasons in the WNBA. Taurasi said the show reflects the life she intends to build after stepping away from the league. Her involvement, along with Sue Bird's, gives The Link a strong basketball foundation even as it ventures into golf entertainment. On their Instagram, Whistle Sports announced it like this: Diana Taurasi is golfing with the stars. Bueckers, who has previously participated in other charity golf events, joins the cast as one of the youngest athletes on the roster. Her participation highlights how the next generation of women's basketball stars is embracing multimedia opportunities, particularly during the off-season. Alongside Caitlin Clark, she will be the face of a new generation of women that lead the future for the next ones. While Clark is not part of the upcoming series, she has spent a lot of time in golf events with friends and teammates, drawing significant audiences in the process. Bueckers' decision also mirrors this trend, reinforcing how leading young athletes are diversifying their public presence. Bueckers, recently crowned WNBA champions with Las Vegas Aces, ranks among the best players in the league, so the move to other sports and industries will always be a success. Her situation also aligns with a broader pattern inside athletes, using off-season windows to participate in lifestyle-driven content to reach audiences outside their own field, in her case, basketball. And she does it perfectly. The gyms had grown quieter in the off-season, the echo of bouncing balls replaced by the rhythmic hum of distant treadmills and the occasional thud of a weight meeting its match. Paige Bueckers, UConn's heartbeat, the orchestrator of impossible passes and the owner of a smile that disarmed arenas, stood in the middle of Gamble Pavilion with her hands in her pockets. For once, she wasn't thinking about basketball. Not about next season. Not about returning to the Final Four. Not even about the rivalry-like friendship she had with Caitlin Clark. Today, Paige was thinking about something entirely different, something that felt outrageous and thrilling and perfectly timed. It all started with a text. "You ever thought about trying something outside hoops?" Caitlin had written weeks ago. Paige laughed at the time. Outside hoops? For two women whose lives orbited the sport like satellites? Impossible. But Caitlin wasn't joking. She explained how stepping briefly into another competitive world, golf in her case, helped her rediscover joy and pressure in a new form. It reset her, re-energized her, became a sort of internal compass pointing back to who she was. Paige hadn't responded immediately, but the idea planted a seed. And now, that seed had blossomed into a decision nobody, not her coaches, not her teammates, not even her closest friends, saw coming. A spark, a storm, and a step away. Paige had always been the kind of athlete whose world revolved around purpose. When she tore her ACL and watched entire seasons slip away like water through her fingers, she learned that identity couldn't rely solely on the game. But she never fully explored what that meant, never walked outside the basketball bubble long enough to test it. But after Caitlin's viral leap into the LPGA Pro-Am circuit, after watching the way fans embraced her crossing athletic boundaries with ease and charisma, Paige felt something stir inside her. Not envy, something softer. Something like an invitation. And so, after weeks of quiet contemplation, she made a decision bold enough to shock the entire college sports landscape. Paige Bueckers was entering the world of competitive track. Not basketball track. Not social media, fun run track. No, actual, sanctioned, grueling, professional-grade track. She wasn't trying to become a sprinter. Paige knew her lane, literally. She was joining events focused on speed, endurance, and agility, the 400-meter relay and the 800-m trials that amateur track athletes used as stepping stones. When the news leaked hours before her official announcement, the internet nearly combusted. The nation reacts. Paige is doing what? The headlines spread across social media faster than a 200-m heat. Paige Bueckers enters competitive track event. Follows in footsteps of Caitlin Clark's multisport trend. Fans were bewildered. How could she do this? Why would she do this? Didn't she have enough on her plate? Talk shows scrambled to hot-take microphones. This is Caitlin Clark all over again, one analyst said. But Paige is taking it further. Clark played golf. Bueckers is entering pure athletic warfare. Another chimed in. If you think this is bad for UConn, you're missing the story. This is a new era of athlete autonomy. Twitter fans, ex-fans technically, created edits of her sprinting with Paige Bueckers captions. TikTok became a festival of reaction videos. Coaches fainting. Players pretending to run in slow motion. Someone comparing Paige's foot speed to a gazelle on pre-workout. But amid the chaos, one person wasn't surprised at all. Caitlin Clark herself. I knew she had that gear. Caitlin's reaction. Caitlin was on a media circuit when the news broke. She stopped mid-interview, eyebrows raised, a slow grin forming. Paige? Doing track? Oh, she's cooked us all, she said. I knew she had that gear in her. She's one of the most naturally gifted movers in basketball. I'm shocked she didn't do this earlier. The interviewer laughed. So she followed in your footsteps? Caitlin shrugged dramatically. Look, if the girls want to branch out, I'm honored. But track? That's her own brand of crazy. She paused, then added something only a friend would say. I know what she's doing. She wants to test herself. Paige is wired like that. And honestly, I love it. That quote exploded across timelines within minutes. Inside Paige's decision, not fame, freedom. At her official press conference, Paige sat behind the microphone in a UConn warm-up jacket. Cameras clicked like cicadas. She didn't look nervous. She looked free. I know this seems out of nowhere, she began with a soft chuckle. But honestly, it feels overdue. I've always loved running. It's peaceful, liberating even. No playbook, no scouting report. Just you and your heartbeat. She explained how, during rehab, running became therapy. She'd jog laps alone on quiet mornings, finding something in the rhythm she didn't know she needed. That feeling, she said, stuck with me. And after watching Caitlin try something new, something outside expectations, I realized I could give myself permission to do that too. She clarified one thing firmly. I'm not leaving basketball. I'm not pivoting careers.